Alright, so as of 2025, I am a brown collar operator, independently registered with the Department of Environmental Conservation. In simple words, I collect trash and exchange trash for gifts, donations, and what we might call dollar bills, money, but what I've referred to as Federal Reserve notes. So the redeemable items that I find in the environment are under law to be exchangeable for value. This is brown collar awareness. I have many blue collar certifications. I have many white collar contracts that have ended or were created for only temporary agreement, temporary consignment, temporary um, uh, temporary agreement. I think I said that already, but throughout all of my entrepreneurial experiences and employed experiences, what I have learned is this: you need to know what you're doing. You need to know your stuff. So when I tell a person, yo, I'm an independent registered operator for the Department of Environmental Conservation, in simple words, I'm a brown collar worker who collects garbage and redeems it for value in on exchange. It comes off as, you know, I know what I'm doing. It comes off as this person has an understanding of his or her value in their work, in their employment, especially if it's self-employed. Now, if you're anything like me, you've sold candy before, you've sold electronics before, you've sold merchandise before, whether it be clothes, whether it be hats. If you're anything like me, you've owned your own business before, legally, like to the courthouse, paying that 300, 400, $500 fee to operate in a commercial zone, whether it be with young children, older people, or people your age also. So when it comes to the workforce, I've been around the block. If you were to look at my resume, you would think somewhere in there is a lie. But I can tell you, since I was a young lad, I've been working, and that is not a lie. So 2025 is my year of rest. As much as, I would want to hit the ground running, go off into another 9 to 5, go off into another training program where I get certified in different skills, such as nursing, such as computer skills, such as medical and billing and coding. Um, it goes on and on. Communication, mediation. Um, it can be music producing, music engineering, cameraman, bodyguard, security guard. It can be artist coach. I can even teach you how to play the keyboard, you know, for a fee, of course. And all of this is just a representation of experience in the workforce. And just as I've outlined the value that I have in my work for the environment through explaining my brown collar operations and how I pick up garbage and exchange it for value, I want you to know out there that it doesn't matter what you do, it matters how you do it. You see, because I can tell you now, in New York City, there's over 1 million people in this city alone that chooses to go out and pick up recyclables, pick up exchangeable, collectible, redeemable items for value. And I can assure you that me, speaking from a egotistical standpoint, I can prompt myself up to say that I've looked up the laws and I've looked up legal codes behind the duty I'm putting myself unto. There's not a lot of people that are going to go on the New York City.gov website and look up what is it called to be someone in the brown collar sector that exchanges garbage for value. You know, and that goes for when I was nursing. That goes for when I was a bodyguard. That goes for when I was a security guard. That goes for when I was an artist coach. That goes for when I was a music engineer. That goes for when I was a music producer. That goes for when I was a fitness instructor. That goes for when I was a candy salesman in Long Island. That goes for when I was working for the Bill Thompson campaign, canvassing around the neighborhood, asking about the political climate in the political opinion of particular area codes. That goes for when I was working in the office doing clerical work. That goes for when I was selling ices, moving all around the neighborhood. That goes for when I had a keyboard business, teaching young children how to play the keyboard. That goes for when I was getting paid for assistance in construction. That goes for when you don't have so many jobs, whether it be an odd job, a temp job, under the books job, all of these different jobs, you need to know your value in the environment, because the more that you understand your value and your position and your place, the less of a breakdown you're going to have. And we could get into saving, because saving is very important to avoid and prevent mental, emotional, or physical breakdown. If you're at your job and you're having a spiritual breakdown, you need to go home. Like, I don't know why you're even working. But if you're having a mental breakdown, if you're having an emotional breakdown, if you're having a physical breakdown due to a job, it's possibly because you haven't identified your value in the position that you committing to, that you've chosen to and decided to submit yourself to. So if you don't have any awareness of your long-term, short-term, personal, and cooperative value, then you're not going to accept and agree with your, you know, your power, your benefit, you know what I mean, like your specialty, you know what I'm saying? And I'd hate to get into too much, but whenever you're working, identifying your value in the work environment is one of the most important things to sustaining the flow that promotes the best outcome, if you will. This is Adulthood Jones. We are taken up, of course. Peace.